Cavs last night lost to the Miami Heat, 79-98. Kevin Love went out. You know, he had lost his tooth, and they checked him for concussion protocol. And now that he's back, how important is Kevin Love to the Cavs playoff run? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. He's not that important to the Cavs. Outside looking in, we see that Kevin Love is an important piece. We see that he can stretch the floor. We see that he's a valuable player. We remember that in Minnesota, he was averaging like 20 and 20, 20 plus points, 20 plus rebounds. On a slow night, 20 and 10. So on a slow night, 20 and 10. I repeat, slow night, 20 and 10. We see that. But to the Cavs, he's not that important. And I think it's due to the fact that he's always injured. The Cavs have always prepared themselves to move forward without Kevin Love. Remember 2015 finals, 2015 play, he got injured. 2016, he got injured again. 2016 NBA finals, he came off the bench. 2017 finals, they didn't really play him as much because it wasn't a good matchup for him in NBA finals. That sends a signal of he's not that important to us because he's always hurt, A, and B, he's never really a good matchup for a lot of teams that we played our great competition. And it's odd because you got to remember, in every single playoff run that he's had with the Cavaliers, he always plays good up to a certain point. So first round, he's good. Second round, he's good. Start to get to upper rounds, they start doing weird stuff, limiting his minutes. They start benching him or he gets hurt. But when the Cavaliers tell you Kevin Love is an important piece, you know, we're playing without Kevin Love, etc., etc., that doesn't mean anything. It's just a rules. It's just their way to give him a backhanded compliment. It doesn't mean that they really care about him, because every time you've seen this year after year after year, finals, he gets benched, he gets hurt, or LeBron, all of a sudden, the plays that they were running for Kevin Love, LeBron starts calling his own number, feeding Kevin Love in the post. Stop doing that. He moves further and further away from the block. Every playoff series, further and further away from the block. He becomes a stand in the corner, spot up shooter more and more the more rounds that the Cavaliers advance. He's not that important to the Cavs. He's not. They would love for you to believe that. They would love for you to, I love playing words. They would love for you to believe that he's not that important to the team. He's not that important to the team. The minute he has a matchup problem, or the minute that you'll see this. There's always a power struggle, internal power struggle between LeBron and the other stars. That's basically why Kyrie left. You'll see where the minute where they start calling more plays for Kevin Love, there's gonna start being a little bit more friction, and then you're gonna start seeing LeBron James do his LeBron thing, fall 4 out. He's at the top of the key, and then he's gonna slowly but surely isolate Love from getting touches. And then we'll have this conversation 2-3 weeks later. What happened to Kevin Love? He was doing so good. You know, he's an important piece. He has to play better. He has to play better. But Charles Barkley made an interesting point a couple years ago. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving weren't doing Kevin Love any favors. And till this day, LeBron's still not doing Kevin Love any favors. And on top of that, the Cleveland organization isn't doing him any favors, all the way down to the coaching, because they're treating a guy that's a franchise player like he's a role player. Kevin Love's not a role player. He needs to get consistent touches. He needs to get consistent plays run for him. And he needs to have they need to give him inside-out approach where he's on the block more consistently instead of being on the three-point line. But you'll see this. You'll see this going forward in the next couple of weeks. They're going to get him touches in earlier rounds. And then as it ratchets up, Kevin Love is going to start playing worse. And it's all due to the fact that he's not important to the team. They would love for you to believe it, but the minute he starts messing up or he can't guard somebody, instead of switching up his matchup, they're going to bench him, they're going to limit his touches, they're going to slow down his minutes, or they're going to make some excuse as to why Kevin Love is playing poorly. But really, it's just because he knows he's not a priority to the team. That's the bottom line of it. They feel like they made it to the finals, they made it far. You know, they were able to win games in the finals without Kevin Love. They were able to actually win an NBA championship with him coming off the bench. He's not important to the team.